Good evening everyone, Ragewood here, back with another Godforge video, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to 2 points brought up in the most recent podcast. One to do with the tower, and one to do with potentially the first Reliquary team confirmed. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Couple things to call out before we get into it. The first round of beta signups has now closed. Now, if you visit the Fateless website, you can join the waitlist for Phase 2, just following the same procedure that we all did, filling in your details, entering your Discord name, and then when any news gets announced, it will be sent to that email address. The other thing you can do is they have a merch store. You can get yourself some real-life loot, some hoodies, mugs, all that kind of stuff. And if you do that, use my discount code RAGEWOOD10 at the checkout to save yourself 10%. We don't actually get anything from it. It's just a way for us to help you. So be sure not to forget that. Anyway, to the podcast. Now, I will put the link to the full podcast episode as a pinned comment down below if you wish to watch it yourself in its entirety. But we're going to say skip through to towards the end, actually, just to bring up 2 particular points.
Because like our tower idea, we definitely have that idea that when you finish the tower for a limited time, you're going to get a personal summoning event based on what you use to finish the tower. So there will be
don't get too spoilery over here.
There will be like, I guess like, yeah, like just like limited time events based on completion of, I don't know, limited time things
of whatever these things are. Yeah, limited events.
Limited time rewards for limited time events, but not. I mean, like the tower would be seasonal in the sense of like, not, this is the season of the ogre or whatever, but it's seasonal isn't like every month or whatever. You'll have to reset on it, but for that time, you beat this and use these. This is your special summoning event for you during this time. So you'll get. And then that can be applied to other things too, as we're doing, like, say, a world boss. You beat the world boss, and then for that time, everyone, gets to do this, like, as the bonus.
Whatever that bonus is, yeah.
So when I heard that, my mind started going, actually, because that's, I think, a really cool idea. But naturally, they don't specify for, I guess, 2 reasons. So space for speculation, and 2, they just don't want to show their hand. So, personal summoning events on completion of the tower. That I thought was really cool. Now, we don't know yet whether it's going to be a draft system. We don't know if it's going to rely on your own champions, whether it's going to be a combination of both. There was a very good podcast with MTashed where they talked all about this. And if I can figure out how to put cards up, I will. But if it is a draft mode, and let's say I pick Thor because I don't have Thor and he's kind of cool. If at the end of the tower you've completed that for a limited time, let's say 3 days, you have a 10 times chance to pull Thor, 15 times chance, whatever it might be, like we see in Raid. I actually think that's a really cool and unique idea. Especially if you've had fun with that particular hero, it gives you a bigger opportunity to chase it. And I thought that was kind of cool. Now, they did say it's going to be seasonal as well, so we don't know what that means yet either. But let's say it might not be as specific as Thor directly. It might be we're using Asgard heroes in this tower mode, and at the end of it, it will be Asgard heroes in general. This is something Dragonair tried to do, and they implemented it poorly. I don't even know if it actually came out. But where they did summon fire element only, poison element only, that kind of thing. I also think that if they did it like that, faction specific, that's also a good way for people to chase heroes that they want, especially later in the game. Now, if it is Asgard only rather than 10 times chance, it should just be like an Asgard-only banner, is what I think. But that was a really cool point to come out of the podcast. And, yeah, leaves room for speculation. The tower is going to be a very key selling point for the game of Godforge. and it sounds like they're putting a lot of thought into it. So yeah, that was sweet. So then the last thing then, at the end of the podcast, just as they're wrapping up and asking Dave what hero he would like to see in the game, Dave doing his bit for the community, trying to get some sort of leak spoiler out of the team. Now, they don't necessarily give it per se, but they do give some hints, which led me down a little path on the first Reliquary Team, perhaps. Let's take a listen.
Can I ask for one last thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know for a fact that you'll have Easter eggs hidden in the game, okay? Because I've heard
who said that? Yes.
Wait. So, can you give us just a hint about one of them now? So players can write it down and look for it when the game is.
That's a big ask. That's a big ask.
Simon video coming up soon here.
Okay, keep it in mind.
I
Maybe
guess,
for a later
like,
time.
If you're seeing any high production cinematics, within those cinematics, there may be a clue
Yeah,
that
pay
can
attention.
get you.
How about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that can get you something later on. So
Okay.
that's
Just saying.
I guess that would be one section.
I appreciate.
There you go. So Brad's saying he appreciates him asking. Obviously, Brad has been a CC for a long time and would do the same thing for his community. So a particular sort of high cinematic video that we might have seen, I wonder what that could be. Shockingly enough, they are, of course, talking about the Godforge announced trailer that we saw a month ago now, coming up for a month. Not entirely sure. Now, they mentioned that if we pay close enough attention, there will be some Easter eggs or spoilers shown to us. Now, we've all speculated on one particular thing about this, and that is this scene right here. You know, right now we have, this room, this antechamber, which none of us know about, and we have the markings on the wall. Now, with that Easter egg in mind, it made me think, I think that Gilgamesh here is in a reliquary, a secret room, something like that. And if we look at these sigils on the wall, they actually relate to 3 of the characters that we see in the trailer. Then the top left is the son of Ishtar. Ishtar is Eka, which is Babylonian, Mesopotamian, Sumerian. And we know that Gilgamesh is one of the oldest surviving myths out there, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is in the Eka faction. We also have Ra. Ra is the Egyptian sun god, an all-powerful being. And beneath this we have the Eye of Horus, a symbol synonymous with ancient Egypt. We also have Brunhild. Now, Brunhild is an Asgardian faction member, and the Vulcanite here is a sigil or symbol to do with Odin. Odin, of course, exiled Brunhild. And then that leaves here, the Triskelion. The Triskelion is associated generally with Celtic mythos, but we don't see any Celtic heroes in the trailer. Or do we? Now, the Triskelion is often associated with the Morrigan, but where does the Morrigan come into all of this? So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull up a wiki, and then it will become majorly apparent where I got this from. So, the Morrigan. We have spoken about this before, but only now has it just clicked. She is a prominent figure in Irish mythology associated with war, fate, death. But in the important part here, she is known for her shape-shifting abilities, particularly that as a raven or a crow. Her role as the harbinger of death, bringer of war. Now, to begin with, we all thought this was Odin's raven. Simon said it's not a raven. He actually called it a crow, or perhaps even a blackbird. I'm going to roll with crow here, and I'm going to say this is the Morrigan. Now, what fate or something she is deciding here, no one knows. But I think our first reliquary team that will unlock something will be Gilgamesh, Ra, Brynhild, and the Morrigan. Perhaps that is a leak or a confirmation that the Morrigan will be in the game under the Avalonian faction. And that is where I'm going to leave it today. So thank you very much for watching. Take care, look after yourselves, work hard, but as always, play harder, and I'll see you in another one soon. Cheers.